Hello, this is John Wayne Mercure, the Sonneteer, the Society of Living Poets. You are an honorary member. You don't want to be? Okay then, have it your way. I'm trying to tell you about your talents, and you got to listen. And I told you the other day about those 3 rules from Anne Frank being murdered in the Holocaust. This guy wrote this, and they're good. Here's the 3 commandments, okay? Thou shalt not be a victim, okay? Number 2, thou shalt not be a perpetrator. You can't start wickedness. And number 3, the 3 sacred commandments from the Holocaust and Anne Frank. Commandment number 3, thou shalt not be a bystander. And I'm telling you right now, poets, warrior poets out there, ladies, men, women, come on. Your whole life is a talent. It's a poem. You're a poet and you don't even know it. What I'm trying to tell you is, look at all the crap that's going on in those riots, those race riots. We got to stop that crap. In America, everybody is an equal citizen. That's all there is to it. Equal under the law. And this other stuff about racism is just crap. And I want to be stronger about that, but crap is strong enough. In all of my sonnets, no smut and no profanity. You don't need it in yours. You don't. There's enough words in the beautiful English language to accommodate any kind of drama. What I'm telling you is about drama with this stuff that's going on, all this racism. Don't you understand? We're all Americans. We're in the greatest civilization the world has ever known, America, and we got to get along. Rodney King says, can't we all just get along? No, we can't. And we have to. It's a matter of survival. And these race hustlers, that's what they are. There's people that make their living off of being a race hustler, creating division, creating hatred. And a lot of them are in the media. They're part of it. And because good people let it happen, hey, we're all the same, guaranteed by the 14th Amendment and by the Constitution of the United States and all the law therein. What I'm telling you is, the Republicans freed the slaves. Don't you understand that? You can't let anybody enslave you, especially these racists making their living off of splitting us up, spreading hatred. Hey, there's only one race, the human race. Get it through your fat, thick skulls. Those of you that don't understand that. We're being tested by language and race. So what? We got to get along. It's a matter of survival. And this sonnet I wrote, sonnet number 924, race hustler scoundrels amongst us. They cry about racial discrimination. They make a screaming, ugly fuss, trying anything to gain advantage. They make their living like that. They attack anyone that's not like us, they say. See everything through crooked prisms of any old skin color. Be angry, be resentful, stir up revolution, civil disorders. Blame everything on racial bias. Drop out of school and holler. Shame students who study and work hard. You trying to be white? They're trying to work for something better. Make fun of those poor people who study and work hard. Cook up excuses by the bushel why life won't make you happy. Crooks are amongst you. Evil people, race hustlers, they use you. Selling poverty. Saul Alinsky, he was a devil worshiper, all right? He's part of this. The Democrats now have adopted Saul Alinsky's tactics. They don't offer anything except communism, and everybody's the same, and you don't get paid for your talents. Saul Alinsky is one of these hustlers. He hustles hate for Satan. Saul Alinsky, race hustlers, divide and conquer. Look it up on the internet. Don't believe me. Saul Alinsky, attack everybody, smear everybody. All race hustlers make their living on troubles and tears. The Hutus against the Tutsis. I can't tell them apart, but they sure could. Butchering each other with machetes, women, children, babies. Spaniards against mestizos. It's always been that way in Mexico. The Spaniards have always had control. Ever since Hernando Cortez, they've only given it up twice. Benito Juarez and Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata. That's it. There's no other been a time where mestizos have outruled the Spaniards for a short time. They hate each other. Hindus hating Muslims, Muslims hating Hindus. I heard they used to put each other in vats of oil. And I have heard that that's true. I don't know. You hear things. Germans hate the French hate the Germans, the British against the Irish hate the British, the Scots hate the British, the Poles hate the Russians hate the Poles, the Chinese hate the Japanese hate the Chinese, China against India, India against China, Arabs against the Jews, Burmese against everyone, Thais versus Laotians, Laotians versus Thais, Holocaust anew. Apache hating Navajo, Navajo hating Apache, Swedes versus Norwegians, Holland versus Spain, Comanche versus Mescalero, tribal hatreds, cruelty and hot pain. I mean, history. Holy mackerel, can't we all just get along? No. Cambodian killing fields, putridly rotting bodies by the millions, Serbian death squads, concentration camps, secret executions, steal other people's wealth, steal their lands, rub them out. The real truth is hidden. Arrest suspects in the dark of a silent night. Get them in the dark. Smother screams, soundproof vaults, deadly dungeons of torture. Rebel rousers, rabble agitators, despotic political adventures. Dangerous rhetoric. Rhetoric is dangerous. Race-hating race. Fight to the bloody finish. Anger boiling over into violence. Race hustlers love anguish. They love pain. The brutal truth is, black people, brown people, white people, yellow people, red people are all just as prejudiced and evil. There are some inside each race that are that way. We got to talk some sense into them. We got to stop it. We're brothers, all right? There's only one race, the human race. Now, people would never admit their prejudices. The race hustlers rule, huh? Nobody says nothing. Oh, it must be true. Must be true. Yeah, they're riding around in Cadillacs, too. Wearing nice suits. Living in mansions. They make their living off of those fees. Claiming innocence. Pointing fingers. Race hustler ghouls. Preaching non-existent racial solidarity. That's important. You think people of the same race are always going to stick up for you? Not necessarily. It's non-existent racial solidarity. It's a myth. It's true to some extent, and another extent, it's not true. You don't see black people helping black people, and they should. You don't see white people going out there and trying to help poor white people. It happens to a degree, but man, racial solidarity, you better think about that. I give that a lot of thought. Tearing us all down, racial solidarity, trying to say that we're one race and there's another race and we're not together, we're not citizens, we're not Americans. Teaching discord, disunity, disharmony. Race hustlers abound everywhere, earning their evil living, spreading discontent all around. And I've seen it happen. It's not right. We're going to get along or we're not going to get along, and people say it's always been that way. Why does it have to stay that way? I mean, you're poets. You should be able to spread the news that maybe we could possibly get along with each other. Wouldn't that be something? So I'm just telling you, man, all this stuff that's going on in the street now, people with violence, come on, man. You can't be throwing bottles and breaking windows and cursing at people and not letting them talk. The First Amendment says everybody gets a chance to talk, okay? But there's got to be parliamentary procedure. There's got to be rules of decorum. There's got to be some manners, some courtesy. We got to hear each other out. And it's going to, I mean, we got 330 million people, and each of them with an opinion? Yeah! And people say that's chaos. No, it's called a republic. A republic. And we listen to each other, and we come to a consensus. And that's why it's so beautiful, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I mean, who taught you government? Hey, God bless us, everyone. And that sonnet I just read to you, can't we all just get along? Is that just a big lie? Sonnet number 930. Audit is such a beautiful word. I love that word, audit. How come there's no audits? How come there's a $10 trillion, they spent $10 trillion in 8 years and it's just gone? It can't be just gone. Where's my cut? Where's your cut? Where's everybody's cut? It just didn't disappear. It's in somebody's secret accounts. Offshore, Switzerland. It's hidden somewhere. There's a paper trail. Don't tell me there isn't. I want audits. And you out there, you poets, you ought to stand up and say, how come we can't have audits? I mean, there's computers that can do trillions of calculations per second, and they can't do an audit? Audit is such a beautiful word. Where's all the tax money gone? Did it just get up and walk, get 2 legs and walk away? Dare I say it was stolen? Can I say it was pilfered away? Politicians spend trillions. No one knows where it goes. Quack magicians with other people's tax monies to blow. No accountability. Corrupt government thugs stealing millions. So easy to do. Lobby bribes, pork barrel graft, corruption. Lost zeros here and there. Misplaced zeros there. Does anyone care about all the zeros? Where does it go? Cost of democracy is trust. Why does mistrust become despair? Politicians swear an oath to support our American Constitution. They swore an oath and they make a mockery of it. Why is that? Why can't they be held to their oath? I mean, doesn't their conscience bother them? Political felons lying through their teeth. Fiscal destruction. Earmarks stripping off money for cronies. Cronies getting fat and obese. Sharks acting like pigs at the public trough. Feeding frenzies. Fat politicians ensconced in office, not subject to term limits, and they should be. Idiot voters trusting rotten scoundrels. Where are the audits? Frequent audits by the Congressional Budget Office. Mandatory. They should be mandatory. Spent tax money has to be accounted for. Audited to the very last penny. Computers can do trillions of math computations per second. It ought to make it easy to track down stolen money, every red cent. The Government Accounting Office should know where the money is. Spending with accountability means felons are sent to prison. Tax money just doesn't grow legs and walk off. A paper trail, there's a trail. For all of it. Ask any shyster sewer lawyer how cooked books reek of the devil. Blizzards of paper boilerplate, smoke and pony show camouflage. Gizzards of chickens analyzed by witch doctor lawyer mirages. The Government Services Administration must be in on the theft. Blatant theft, lost offshore bank accounts. Nothing is left. The FBI must investigate all this stolen money. Where is it? Why doesn't anyone know how the public is fleeced by these political bandits? I demand to know where all the trillions have disappeared to. Why $5 trillion has been stolen, siphoned from Social Security to a trust that was just pillaged? You can't touch a trust. That money, just think of the interest on $5 trillion. They say Social Security is broke. No, it's not. It's been robbed. Lying bureaucrats go unpunished. Scoundrels through and through. The copyright on this sonnet is July the 18th, 2010. I'm asking all of you out there. I don't understand why it is that people don't get it. The President Trump wants to drain the swamp, and nobody wants the swamp drained. They're doing everything they can to stop him. You mean we can't have our mansions and we can't have jet fighter planes for $132 million each? Each? I'm just trying to tell you, somebody's got to get a grip on things. And because they hate Trump, come on, man, they hate themselves. If they could earn a decent, honest living without cheating everybody around them, maybe they wouldn't feel so guilty that they got to keep feeding off of the trough like a bunch of wolves and pigs. I demand the American people to John Steinbeck, he said it better than I can, all right? In Viva Zapata, he wrote that whole Marlon Brando masterpiece, and he said in there, Zapata said, a strong people don't need strong leaders. You're poets out there, you know that. Start writing some poetry about this. I'd like to know. And if you can't, well then, what you really mean is that you won't. Hey, where is that money? Why are there no audits? Why does everybody just want the swamp to continue? I mean, around Washington, D.C., it looks like Versailles. All those lobbyists building mansions and living off of the fat of the land. Why are there no term limits? We're supposed to have a citizen government, not a bunch of politicians there that nobody elects and are making policy. What? God help us, man. God bless us, everyone. One more. No. This is sonnet number 931. I was a teacher for more than 20 years. Okay? A guidance counselor, academic guidance counselor, a coach, a principal of a high school and junior high school. I really care about young people. I care. But you know, what I don't care about is this sonnet, 931. Cursed illegitimate parents. Parents that don't take their children the blessing that they are. The greatest honor you're ever going to have in your life is to be a dad, to be a mother. It's the greatest honor you're ever going to have. And then you guys running off and abandoning your family? Well, that's what this sonnet is about, because I can't stand illegitimate parents. A wise judge once said, averred, there are no illegitimate children. Evil vice that it is, there are only illegitimate parents, rotten. Parents in name only, rogue adults, shirking their essential duties, violent jungle animals, breeding out of savage lust, wickedly. No commitment. Gone with the wind, scattering kids everywhere. So selfish, boys gone wild, girls gone wild, the devil's lair. Unstable homes, non-existent homes, abandoned children left alone. Evil adults breeding feral, wild imps, gnawing on their own human bones. Trusting children, children trust. Molested by those they trust, starved, beaten, lustful monsters preying on the helpless, tiny little coffins. Needless abortion, murdering fetuses inside the mother's womb. Heartless females slaughtering their own flesh, uterine tombs. Shameless human demons raping children, torturing tiny infants. Atrocious mothers, satanic fathers, viciously demonic tyrants. Whole generations of vengeful children growing up into crime, full of anger, full of hate. Hellhole childhoods, scratching for survival, the worst of times. It is written, you cause a child to stumble and fall, and you are cursed. You are hit with an accursed future, hunted by horrid karma, the worst. It were better for you to be drowned, to never have been born. You be ridden straight into hell, burned eternally, your souls forlorn. Children's blood cries out for revenge. God hears their weeping. Rotten parents are condemned to fiery hell. They go a-begging. Children are protected by angels unseen, recording every single crime. Cauldrons of fire await wicked parents, damned for all time. A guilty conscience never gives any peace or restful sleep. Dirty deeds, secretly done, demand justice. Death doth reap. Crimes committed in darkest night see light of judgment day. Slimy crimes done to innocent children, there is hell to pay for that. Damned to eternal darkness all illegitimate, negligent parents. You know who you are. A bunch of you that are out there right now. How dare you do that to your own flesh and blood? Plan for the certainty of your dire punishment, most violent. Stand against child abuse. Stand up, you poets out there of honor, of talent. Society demands compliance. You will not cause a child to stumble and fall. I just read in the paper just a couple of days ago where this mother, because her niece took a popsicle out of the refrigerator in the heat that is Metro Phoenix, she tortured that little girl. She put her in a big metal box and left her out in the sun, and the next day she went out there and that little girl was 11 years old and she was dead. And you hear that and you think, I want to put that mother in that box. Well, they gave her the death penalty for that. Good. Good. Can you imagine how scared that little girl was? Can you imagine how desperate she was? God, help me. Help me. I'm telling you something. There's people like that all around that are hurting children. And I'm sick of it. You poets ought to be leading the way to stop it. Don't you have a heart? Don't you have a soul? Can't you stand up and say, that little girl, nobody, 11 years old, never get to do anything. It's like Clint Eastwood said in that great movie, Unforgiven. You kill somebody, you take away only everything they have, but you take away everything they're ever going to have. They took that little girl's life away from her, and now that woman is on death row, but that little girl, who speaks for her? I'm speaking for her. You out there, you got to speak for those kids. They're around you. You see that happening. Where are the good parents? The illegitimate parents? I hope you all burn in hell. Every one of you. Every one of you. The curse on your immortal soul, I'm putting it on you. The sensei's cursing you because you did that to your own flesh and blood. You're not worth a damn. You're not worth a tinker's damn. The rest of you out there, God bless us, everyone. Thank you for listening. John Wayne Mercure, the Sonneteer. Brenda Kay. She does such a good job, my daughter. She's my videographer, and she's great. She really is. She's real patient and puts up with her dad's idiosyncrasies. And I don't know what I'd do without her. Brenda Cave, viens de moi, maintenant.
I'm coming. Food's almost done.
I left a message there telling them how you